Hello! I was wandering around in Target the other day and I ended up in the book section, as you do, and I came across a couple of colouring books which I could not resist getting. The first one is Johanna Basford's Worlds of Wonder. This is the newest one that she's just released, and it was priced at $15 AU, which is quite a bit cheaper than anywhere else I'd seen it in the $20 to $25 range, so that was a bit of a bargain. And then I also found this other one which I totally impulse bought. It's called Circle of Life, A Colouring Journey by Melpomeni Chatzipanagiotou, and I really hope I've pronounced that right. I really love collecting colouring books, and I do actually colour them as well, although I have far more than I can probably ever finish in a lifetime, but it's not my fault, she keeps releasing them. Look at that pretty purple cover. How can anyone resist that? But anyway, let's take a look through them. I'm going to just do a really quick flip through both books. I think that there are probably any number of other videos doing detailed flip throughs of this book. Not too sure about this one, so I thought I'd go through both, and then I'm going to choose a picture to colour in, and that will be the video. So let's get into it. Alright, let's start with Johanna Basford's Worlds of Wonder. This is probably the more well-known book, so I'm just going to open that up. And as usual, inside the covers there are little things to decorate, and it's on very nice cardboard. The paper itself is an off-white, a very creamy colour, and it looks pretty much exactly the same as all of her other books. And then we've got the welcome page. There you go, you can read that if you like. And then going into Worlds of Wonder. So I think a lot of these ones are slightly smaller drawings like this with a bit more space. So that's quite a good thing in my opinion. Some of her books are really complicated and the entire page is covered and it can take forever to do them. So yes, this is pretty good. So I'm liking the look of the designs in here. There's loads of cute ones and some of them are actually pretty complicated and other ones are really quite simple. So I really like that there's a variety in here and I'm sure I will enjoy many of these pages. Okay, let me flip through the second book. I'm just going to flip through the same way that I did with the Johanna Basford one. This one's on a much brighter white paper. It looks a lot more like, if you've seen the Kirby Rosani's ones, the Imagimorphia and Mythomorphia, it's the same kind of paper. It's a little bit thinner, and otherwise it looks pretty bold and the paper's nice and smooth, so I imagine it will hold pens and pencils equally well. Although I don't know that I'd want to use markers in here, because as a lot of colouring books tend to do, they do them on both sides. If you use an alcohol marker, it's going to leach through that paper really quickly and destroy the image on the other side. So totally up to you if you don't mind doing that, but I like to preserve all of the images. I did only take a brief look at this in the shop, and I just decided I wanted it. Now I'm looking at them, I'm just going, wow, those are really complicated and they're going to take a long time. But I will have to do at least one picture in here. Oh, and just one other thing is that, yes, it's called the Circle of Life, so I think just about all of the images are circular. That makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, so that's both books. The designs in this one look super complicated, so I think I'm going to colour one in here first. Alright, so let me get colouring. For Worlds of Wonder, I decided to go with this picture. It caught my eye. I really like the globe and the pretty flowers, and I decided I was going to colour these in pen. So I'm using mostly Faber Castell Pitt markers. They are the brush pens, but I also have some fine liner pens in there as well. I do not have the whole set of them. I really wish I did, because they are fabulous pens. They work really well on this paper. In fact, all fine liners and water-based felt pens work perfectly well on Johanna Basford's books, and I think that they blend quite well together. They gave quite a nice effect. I mean, you're not going to get maybe as much blending as you would with coloured pencil, but it also takes a heck of a lot less time to colour with pens than it does with pencil, I find, and I just really felt like using super vivid bright colours. And while there's nowhere near the amount of detail that I'd get if I shaded with a whole bunch of different coloured pencils, Sometimes I just want the vibrancy and simplicity of marker pens. Okay, so the pen background was really streaky, so I pulled out my Faber Castell Polychromos pencils and went over the top with a coloured pencil. The great thing about Faber Castell is all of their colour ranges match up, and so it's super easy just to use the same colours. And I added a tiny bit of white for some glass globe effects. Then I added a bit of shadowing under there so it's not floating, and here's the final coloured piece. Now on to the next book. A bit of a theme here. I am using Faber Castell watercolour markers. They are super chunky and I really just wanted to get this colouring in done quite quickly, so these pens cover a lot of paper very quickly and are easy to use, although really they're supposed to be diluted with water and used like watercolour paints, but there's no way I was putting water on this paper because even with the juicy inks from these pens, the paper was struggling a little bit. And I just pretty much did exactly the same thing for this picture. I went around colouring all of the flowers. I do go back to the fox. I just wanted to colour it in to begin with to get an idea of what colours I wanted to use around in the background. And the fox needed a lot more detail, so I did that a bit later. And here's my 2 finished pictures. I had fun with both of these. Both books are nice. I think the paper quality in this one is better because it is a bit thicker and the pen's held up a bit more on here. But the paper quality is also okay on this one. It did ghost just a little bit through. If I flip over, you can see there's a few areas where the green pen, which was the juiciest one, has leaked through a little bit, but otherwise not too bad, and I can colour over that page quite easily still, so that's good. I like the bright whiteness of this. I think the colours really pop, and so that's a plus for this book, but I think both of them are worth the money that I paid, 15 for this and 16 for this. So thank you all for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button, and I will see you all again in my next video, which will be really soon. I hope you're all taking care out there, and I will swatch you later. Bye!